My precious child, pause right here, right now. Do not move past this moment. Do not treat these words as background sound. You didn't find this message by chance. I guided your steps here. I knew exactly when you would be ready, today, at this very moment, for what I am about to say. This is a divine appointment, a scheduled meeting of mercy and correction, a sacred interruption in the middle of your rushing days. I have waited for you here. I have reserved this space for us. Listen closely. I see how the world shouts at you. The calendar flashes red. The market declares emergencies. The voices around you demand more and more, as if you could outrun emptiness by doing faster, louder, longer. But the noise has not been telling you the truth about me or about you. My beloved child, I am not sending panic to guide your steps. I am not measuring your worth by your pace. The urgency you have been answering is not my voice. I draw you by peace. I lead you with stillness. I correct you with kindness. Come into the quiet with me. Do not ignore this message. Do not dismiss it as mere chance or coincidence. I timed it with precision, not to scold you in shame, but to rescue you from a pattern that has been draining you of strength and stealing your hearing. I am interrupting you because I love you. I am stopping you because I am protecting you. I heard every word, saw every tear, and carried you through every difficult night that drove you to run harder by day. Now I am saying, enough. Lay down the sprint, still your mind for a moment, and simply be here with me. Your first act of obedience is this. Stop and listen. Put your hand on the runaway lever inside you and pull it back to rest. Set the next thought down. Silence the next notification. Let this appointment be the whole room of your attention. Trust that nothing truly urgent is more urgent than your soul hearing me. Your obedience in this moment will unlock the miracles I have prepared for you, not by striving, not by proving, not by pleasing the noise, but by turning your ear toward my whisper. I have a quiet revelation for you, something small enough to fit in the space between your breaths, and strong enough to change the way you carry everything. You cannot catch it while you are scanning the horizon for the next catastrophe. You cannot hold it while your hands are clenched around control. This is why I asked you to pause. I am not withholding blessing. I am guarding your heart so you can receive it. I have kept certain things hidden, not because you were disqualified, but because you were too surrounded by shouting to notice me standing right beside you. Child, feel the difference between their pressure and my presence. Pressure hurries, presence settles, pressure accuses, presence assures. Pressure makes you frantic, presence makes you whole. Hear me, I am here now, nearer than the thoughts that race through your mind. I am speaking in a tone that does not compete. I am steady, I am sure, I am safe. The world uses alarms to move you. I use love. The crowd sells attention with fear. I win your attention with fidelity. I have always been faithful to you, even in the hours you believed you were forgotten. I guided your path to intersect with these words after conversations that left you aching, after headlines that stirred your chest, after nights when the dark felt thick with questions. I waited until today because I know the condition of your heart better than you do. I know when it can take in what I am saying. I know when to correct without crushing, when to touch the deep places without tearing them open. Nothing you have endured has ever been in vain, and nothing about this timing is random. This is my mercy right on time. Do not scroll. Do not argue with yourself and call it wisdom. Do not try to earn what I freely give with another promise to do better next week. Come as you are. Sit with me as you are. Your worth before me was never your performance. It is my claim upon you. I call you mine. I call you chosen. I call you loved. Your future is secure because I have already written every chapter, and I do not write in panic ink. I write in peace, in covenant, in a faithfulness that does not expire when your energy does. Let me be clear, beloved. This interruption is an answer to prayers you barely had words for. You asked for direction. I am giving you stillness so you can hear it. You asked for strength. I am giving you release so you can carry only what I give you. You asked for a sign. I am giving you an appointment, not to entertain you, but to reorient you. I am telling you what matters most right now. Stop and listen. That is the door. That is the beginning. That is the obedience that will make space for everything else I will say. Yes, I will show you how to recognize my voice again. Yes, I will rebuild what the noise has shaken. Yes, I will reteach you the rhythm that keeps you close in loud days. But for this holy minute, let striving be silent. Let the imagined emergencies lose their grip. Honor our appointment with your full attention. Let your heart say, "Here I am." Let your soul breathe the simplest prayer. Speak, I am listening. Stay with me. Hold this quiet with me. The world will still be there when we are done, but you will not be the same once you have learned how to meet me here. This is not random. This is our appointment. And I am here. I am speaking. Listen. My precious child, now that you have paused with me, let us name what has been hammering at your peace. I do not name it to shame you. I name it to free you. I saw every tear, every overthinking night, every smile you wore to survive. I watched the way your chest tightens when the phone lights up again, the way your eyes scan headlines that trade in fear, the way comparison slips in like a thief and rearranges your joy. I am here to separate the sound of truth from the sound of panic, to pull your identity out of the tangle of voices that have never known your heart as I do. Child, the noise has been many things. Constant notifications that train your body to jump. The buzz, the ding, the red dots that preach urgency in tiny sermons all day long. People's opinions, spoken and unspoken, building a courtroom in your mind where you are always on trial. Comparison scrolling through curated moments and calling them proof that you are late, that you are less, that you are missing what everyone else already has. Fear headlines that shout world-ending warnings, turning your planning into survival and your imagination into a siren. Family pressure, expectations layered with love and worry that makes you feel responsible for holding everyone together while you quietly fall apart. Self-criticism, the harsh tutor in your head that uses your own voice to accuse you. Old memories replayed like a private documentary of failure, teaching your nervous system to brace even when nothing is wrong. All of it together has been shaping your emotions. But hear me, it does not get to define your identity. I heard you whisper at midnight, "Why can't I quiet down?" I watched you bargain with exhaustion, promising yourself one more task, one more email, one more message, and then you'd rest. I felt the ache when you laughed at jokes that cost you more than anyone knew, the practiced grin you wore to keep others comfortable while you swallowed your questions whole. I was there when a single sentence from someone you respect sank like a stone, and you built a whole story about yourself around that weight. I listened to the list you keep in your pocket. I should be farther. I should be stronger. I should be better by now. Beloved, none of those verdicts came from me. Noise mimics urgency, so you will confuse panic for purpose. It rushes your decisions by convincing you that you are about to be left behind. It fuels your anxiety by whispering that you must answer everything immediately, or you will lose the life you were meant to have. It makes emergencies out of preferences and crises out of delays. It tells you the clock is your enemy. It tells you everyone is watching. It tells you that to be safe, you must stay loud inside. But I am not in the stampede. I am not in the finger-pointing wind. My voice does not shove. My voice steadies. Let me draw a clear line for you. Conviction is not condemnation. Condemnation is a weight with no doorway. It accuses, shames, and leaves you feeling stuck and small. Conviction is a hand on your shoulder, precise and kind. It reveals a better way and then walks with you into it. Condemnation speaks in fog, making everything feel wrong all at once. Conviction speaks clearly, naming one step at a time. Condemnation says, "You are a failure." Conviction says, "You are mine. Let's remove what is hurting you." Hear the difference. Learn this difference. The noise has tried to paint me with its color, but I am not the author of your dread. You are not the sum of your notifications. You are not the echo of someone else's disappointment. You are not the anxious math of comparing timelines and metrics. You are not the family peacemaker at the expense of your soul. You are not your lowest memory on repeat, nor are you the harshest thing you've ever said to yourself. You are who I say you are. I call you beloved. I call you chosen. I call you worthy. I call you mine. I do not write your name in chalk that can be smudged by a headline or an opinion. I hold your name in my own mouth, and I speak it in love. My dear one, I saw the meals you skipped to keep going and the messages you crafted and erased because you were afraid of being too much or not enough. I saw the way your heart raced during small decisions because the noise taught you that one wrong move would unravel everything. I saw the nights you laid out clothes and plans like armor against the unknown and still woke up with your jaw clenched. I saw how your body learned to brace for impact, even in quiet rooms. I saw the good you tried to pour out while your own cup stayed empty. I am not angry with you for this. I am rescuing you from this. The noise has trained you to rehearse old scenes and call it preparation. It has taught you to carry guilt for what you could not control, to replay arguments with sharper responses, to keep a ledger of what-ifs and should-haves. It sells you the lie that vigilance is the same as wisdom, but vigilance without me is just fear with a clipboard. Wisdom with me is peace that passes understanding, a clear next step without the need to predict every storm. I am not asking you to ignore real responsibilities. I am asking you to stop letting counterfeit emergencies occupy the throne of your attention. So let us practice naming. When a notification shakes your hand, say within yourself, "That is not my identity." When comparison lifts its fake measuring stick, declare, "That is not my mirror." When an opinion slams like a gavel, answer, "That is not my judge." When an old memory starts its rerun, whisper, "That is not my future." When self-criticism heats your face with shame, confess, "That is not my teacher." When fear headlines pound at your window, state, "That is not my forecast." Child, when you name the noise, you disarm it. When you call it what it is, it loses the right to tell you who you are. Listen closely. Your emotions have been honest reporters of what you have been hearing, but they are not reliable narrators of who you are. They rise and fall with the volume around you. I am the steady place beneath them. I am the same in your laughter and in your trembling. Draw near to me, and you will feel your inner weather begin to settle. This is not about pretending the storm is not there. It is about remembering who commands the wind. You stand at a choice in this moment. You can keep rehearsing the language of noise, revving your soul with every ping, letting every opinion sit in judgment over you, feeding old memories with new attention, or you can step with me into a quieter place where I rebuild you from the inside out. Choose your counsel, choose your pace, choose which mirror you will look into. If you let the noise narrate, you will live as a reaction. If you let my voice define you, you will live as a response, calm, deliberate, and free. My precious child, do not mistake this choice for a mountain you must climb alone. I am with you even now. I am placing my hand upon the flurry within you and saying, "Peace, be still." I am breaking the agreement you made with false urgency. I am untying the knot of behind that has strangled your hope. Let your heart answer me, not the noise, not the shame, not the fear. Let your heart say, I am who you say I am, and as you say it, feel the ground return to your feet. Stay with me. The next step is simple. Come away with me, not to perform, but to return. Leave the crowd of voices outside for a while, and follow me into the secret place where your name sounds like love again. We will go there together, and there I will show you how to live unhurried in a loud world. My precious child, come closer. Do not reach for a better version of yourself before you draw near. I am not asking you to tidy your soul as proof that you belong here. I am asking you to step inside the quiet with me as you are. Beloved, this is your safe return, not your test. This is not a stage where you must deliver perfect lines. This is home where you are received. Listen closely. The secret place is not a location you must find on a map or a building you have to enter when you have time. The secret place is a posture, a turning of your attention, an honest opening of your heart, a surrender that says, "You have me, Lord, even now." It is the simple consent to be fully with me, without pretending and without explaining. It is the room inside you where my voice becomes clear because you stop performing for every other voice. It is the space between your thoughts where I have been waiting to meet you. Child, come away with me. Step out of the current that keeps pulling at your sleeves. You do not need a perfect day to begin. You do not need perfect words. You do not need perfect faith. I am not measuring you with a ruler of devotion and moving my love up or down according to your score. I do not love in grades. I love in covenant. I am not requiring a speech. I want your presence. I want your yes. Bring me your sighs, your silence, your fragments. Bring me the truth of how you feel, and let me hold you without negotiation. Let us make a small altar in this moment. My dear one, mentally set your phone down, not because it is evil, but because it has been too loud. Imagine placing it on a shelf outside this room. Loosen your jaw. It has been clenched by invisible arguments and unspoken replies. Lower your shoulders. They have been trying to hold up a sky that I never asked you to carry. Uncurl your hands. Release the grip you have kept on outcomes. Exhale slowly. Give yourself permission to be unhurried with me. Let your breath be the doorway. Inhale my nearness. Exhale their urgency. Inhale the word peace. Exhale the word pressure. Again, again. My beloved, within these few minutes you will feel the difference. Where there has been buzzing, a hush will begin. Where there has been tightness, a gentle loosening. Where there has been fog, a light you do not have to strain to see. This is not manufactured calm. This is my peace. The kind that does not ask you to earn it first. This is me steadying you from the inside out. Do not resist the simplicity because it feels too small. My kingdom often enters in smallness, like a seed, like a whisper, like a breath that finds you and tells your body you are safe again. Come, sit with me here. Tell me in your own words or without words what has been heavy. You can say it simply, "Here is the burden." You do not need to soften it for my sake. You do not need to frame it with theology to make it acceptable. Honesty is your offering, and I receive it with joy. If all you can say is help, that is enough. If all you can manage is tears, that is more than enough. I am not grading your prayer. I am gathering you. I heard every word, saw every tear, and carried you through every difficult night. I can carry these too. The secret place can happen at a kitchen sink, in a parked car, behind a bathroom door, on a stairwell between meetings. It can meet you in the hum of an office and the hush of early morning. You do not have to escape your life to find me. You have to turn toward me within it. The key is not a schedule. The key is sincerity. The signal I respond to is not a perfect pattern. It is your true attention. When you give me that, even for a few focused minutes, I give you what your hours of striving could not. This is why I said, come away with me. Child, release the thought that you must catch up to be worthy of this nearness. I am not hidden behind a finish line. I am beside you, closer than your fear, closer than your breath. When you step into the secret place, you are not knocking on a locked door. You are remembering that the door has always been open because I am the one who opened it. You are not applying for approval. You are accepting the welcome that has been yours all along. I call you mine. I call you beloved. I call you home. Let me guide you now. Place your hand over your chest. Feel the rise and fall I designed. Let your inhale be 4 counts and your exhale be 6. Not to perform, but to tell your nervous system the truth that I am here and you are safe. Whisper, if you can, here I am. Whisper, I am yours. Whisper, you lead. Do not rush to advise yourself. Do not rush to fix. You are not the shepherd here. You are the one being led. As you settle, you may notice thoughts trying to knock again. When they come, do not fight them with anger. Acknowledge them kindly and set them down beside me. Say, you can wait. I am with my Father. Each time you return your attention, you are practicing the posture of the secret place. Each time you refuse to audition for acceptance, you are unlearning the lie that my love must be earned. Each time you breathe with me, the noise in you loosens its chains. I promise you this, beloved, in this nearness, clarity will begin to rise, not a frantic blueprint, but a steady next step. I do not overwhelm you with 10 years. I illuminate the next faithful move. I do not shout over your life. I whisper to your heart. And my whisper will not leave you confused. It will not accuse you. It will anchor you. The calm that begins now will not be a bubble that pops the moment you stand. It will be a current you can return to throughout your day, a hidden well you can draw from when the world grows loud again. Do not postpone this because you think you must bring me something impressive. What impresses me is your trust. What pleases me is your yes. Your obedience in entering this quiet is the door to the miracles I have prepared for you, not by force, not by spectacle, by surrender, by letting me be the steady one while you rest in me. Come away with me and find that I have already come all the way to you. Stay here a little longer. Let the minutes stretch without guilt. Let peace begin in your body and then reach your mind. Let the chorus of should grow dim. This is the place where I rename you, where I return your sense of self to my hands, where you remember that you are safe, seen, and held. This is your safe return. I am here. I am enough. Come, my child. Be with me. My precious child, stay with me and breathe. Do not rush your mind to make meaning before your body knows it is safe. Let me quiet your frame first, and your thoughts will follow. This is not a small thing. It is holy. It is obedience. It is trust. Breathe. Be still. Receive. Inhale gently, 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold softly, 2, 3, 4. Exhale longer, 6, 7. Again, inhale peace. Hold in my presence. Exhale pressure. Again, let your shoulders drop with the outbreath. Let your brow smooth. Let your tongue rest on the floor of your mouth. You are not bracing for impact here. You are with your Father. Breathe. Be still. Receive. Child, I saw the way your chest has been tight, how it flutters as if it must outrun what you fear. I felt the tremor in your hands when the messages stacked up. I noticed the knot in your stomach, the shallow breath that has been keeping you on the edge of fight or flee, the fatigue that arrives even after sleep, because your inner alarms have not been silenced. Hear me. These sensations are signals, not failures. Your body has been faithful to warn you when the world grew loud. It has been trying to protect you the best it knows how. Do not shame it. Let me shepherd it. Place your hand over your chest again. Feel the rise that I designed, the fall that I govern. Inhale, 4, hold, 4, exhale, 6. With every exhale, let something go that does not belong to you. Let go of the imagined argument. Let go of the timeline you keep measuring yourself against. Let go of the flinch that expects disappointment. Give me the weight. I am strong enough for both of us. Let me carry what you cannot. I never left. Not even once. I never turned away. Not even when your thoughts galloped ahead into dark what-ifs. I never left. Not even when you measured yourself against others and felt small. I never left. Not even when you tried to handle everything alone because you did not want to be a burden. I am not tired of you. I am not impatient with this process. I am here, steady as a mountain, close as breath, gentle as a hand on your back. Listen closely. Let peace begin in your body and watch how your mind learns from it. Your nervous system has been holding a load. It was never designed to carry without me. Give it to me now. With your next exhale, picture laying down a backpack that has dug into your shoulders for years. You feel how it has shaped your posture. Set it at my feet. Again, exhale the clenched jaw. Exhale the racing. Exhale the I must, and take in the I am with you. Inhale, 4. Hold, 4. Exhale, 6. Breathe, be still, receive. When your breath slows, your ears open. The noise inside has been so loud that even truth sounded like a distant bell. But as your body settles, your inner room changes. What was a storm becomes a still lake that can finally reflect the sky. My whisper does not compete with thunder. It abides beneath it. Peace is the doorway to guidance. This is why I calm you first, so that what I say can land and grow rather than bounce off panic. My beloved, feel my hand upon your back. I am leading your breath into rhythm. I am telling your heart it does not have to sprint to be safe. I am telling your cortisol stories they can end now. I am speaking to the flares in your muscles, to the alarm in your chest, to the brace in your spine. Peace. Be still. I am not asking you to think your way into calm. I am bringing calm to you, and your thinking will learn the cadence. I never left, not even in hospital rooms where results echoed louder than hope. I never turned away, not even when you were angry with me and too honest to hide it. I never left, not even when you assumed your anxiety made you less spiritual. Child, I have carried you through every midnight and every morning after. I am carrying you now. I will not drop you. Let's practice once more as prayer without words. Inhale, 4, I am here. Hold, 4, you are mine. Exhale, 6, I release. Again, inhale, receive. Hold, remember. Exhale, rest. If your mind wanders, do not scold it. Return with kindness. If tears come, let them. If a yawn rises, let it. Your body is choosing safety again. You are unlearning alarm, relearning trust. Give me the symptoms, one by one. Lord, here is the tight chest. I take it. Here is the racing thought about the deadline. I take it. Here is the tremor before the call. I take it. Here is the bone-deep fatigue. I take it. I am strong enough for both of us. I carry the weight and leave you the wisdom. I take the panic and leave you the path. I take the dread and leave you the discernment. This is how I share the burden. This is how peace becomes your portion. Now notice what is changing. Your shoulders sit lower on your frame. Your jaw has softened. Your breath finds you without effort. The room inside you has more space. This is not pretend. This is my presence stabilizing your body so your mind can hear me clearly. Do not rush to stand. Let stillness finish its work. Let your cells believe what your spirit already knows. You are safe because I am here. From this quiet I will speak, not in instructions that overwhelm, but in a next faithful step that fits in your hand. My voice will not jab at you, it will steady you, it will not accuse you, it will align you, it will not shout, it will settle. This is how you will know it is me. And if you forget, come back to breath. Breath is your doorway. Breath is your yes repeated. Breath is your altar in a loud room. My precious child, peace begins when you let me settle your body and carry what your nervous system has been holding. This is the beginning of hearing, the beginning of wisdom, the beginning of freedom from the tyranny of alarms. Stay here for another few breaths. Inhale, 4, hold, 4, exhale, 6, breathe, be still, receive. When you rise, take this rhythm with you. We will walk in it together, and in this settled place, you will hear my whisper again. I am here, I am enough, I never left, not even once, and I am guiding you, one calm breath at a time. My precious child, now that the storm inside has quieted and your breath has found its rhythm, listen closely. This is how you recognize me. I do not compete, I do not shove, I do not drown you in volume or drive you with panic. My voice is a steadying whisper. When I speak, your inner pace slows to match my peace. When I lead, your courage rises without pressure. When I correct, the sting is not humiliation, but a clean, precise turning that brings you back to life. Hear the difference. Learn this difference. Let it mark you. Child, the noise shouts in many tones at once. Pressure, confusion, dread. It says, hurry or you will miss everything. It says, decide now or lose your chance. It says, if you slow down, you will be exposed as not enough. The noise uses fear as a leash and urgency as a whip. It inflates everything into a crisis to keep you reactive. But my whisper does not make you frantic, it makes you faithful. My whisper may call you to act, sometimes swiftly, but never from panic. It will be clear, simple, and aligned with love. It will be firm, yes, but never brutal. It will produce a right-sized step, not a spiraling storm. Let me place tools in your hands, simple tests to carry with you. Ask, does this voice push me into fear, or does it draw me into trust? Fear shoves and narrows, trust widens and steadies. Ask, does this align with love, truth, and humility, or is it fueled by pride, comparison, or resentment? My voice will never authorize arrogance or bitterness. Ask, after I surrender this to God, does peace rise, even if the instruction is challenging? The peace that follows surrender is the signature of my presence. If you return it to me and peace grows, keep walking. If dread swells, pause and listen again. You have asked me, why do you whisper? My dear one, I whisper because I am near. I whisper so you will draw close. I whisper to train your attention away from spectacle and back to relationship. Shouting can be heard from a distance. Whispering requires you to come near enough to feel my breath calm your own. Do not confuse my quiet with absence. Often, my silence has been your shelter, protection from words you would have misused in anxiety, preparation for weight you will soon be strong enough to carry with joy. I have withheld details not to keep you in the dark, but to keep you from drowning in what was not yet yours to steward. I do not starve you of direction, I time it for your good. Let me name the counterfeits that have tried to borrow my tone. Condemnation dresses like conviction but carries no door out. It whispers, you are a failure, and leaves you small and stuck. My conviction is specific and kind. This one thing is hurting you, lay it down, and then I take your hand and show you how. Another counterfeit is impulsive urgency, the inner siren that says, act now or lose everything. That is not me. I do not weaponize the clock against you. I know how to keep doors open or close the ones that harm you. Another counterfeit is flattery that feeds pride. It says, you are above them all. You don't need correction. You deserve the shortcut. Pride is sweet for a second and bitter for a season. It isolates you and erodes love. My voice dignifies without inflating. I lift you without separating you from humility. And despair says, it's too late. Why try? You have ruined it. That is not me. I do not write your story in past tense while breath still fills your chest. I call you back. I call you onward. I call dead hopes to rise when I have purposed it. Listen with your body as well as your mind. When my voice is near, notice what happens within you. Your breathing stays steady or steadies again after you surrender. Your shoulders may still feel the weight of obedience, but it is a carrying with me, not a crushing on your own. Your thoughts become ordered rather than swarming. You may feel a holy ache, repentance without shame, courage with kindness, clarity without contempt. That is me. When the counterfeit speaks, your body braces, your options feel like a trap. Your mind spins scenarios that make me small and danger large. That is noise. I am not afraid of your questions. Bring them to me in the pause. Make this part of your rhythm. After a thought lands heavy or an opportunity knocks loud, stop for a breath and ask, is this you, Lord, or is this noise? Say it simply. Do not dress it up. Then watch for the fruit in the next few breaths. If after you place it in my hands, an anchoring peace arrives, even mingled with trembling, lean in. If after surrender panic grows and humility evaporates, wait. I am not threatened by your waiting when it is born from seeking me. Obedience is not speed, it is alignment. Remember this, beloved, clarity is not always a full map. Clarity is light for the next faithful step. My whisper seldom lays out every turn. It trains your ears for continual dependence. I do this not to tease you, but to keep you close. If I gave you the whole blueprint at once, your noise-prone heart would be tempted to run ahead. I love you too much to let the plan replace my presence. You have wondered if you are bad at hearing because you do not always feel a thunderbolt of certainty. Child, hearing me is less about dramatic moments and more about a sustained pattern of nearness. It is the accumulation of small yeses, small pauses, small returns, the way a shepherd's sheep learn his voice by walking with him over time. So do this with me. Practice micro-pauses throughout your day. Before you answer, pause. Before you post, pause. Before you purchase, pause. Before you accept the narrative your fear is telling, pause. In that breath, ask the questions I taught you. Trust that even your pause is cooperation with grace. Let me teach you a quick test for the heart. Does this voice make you hide in shame or step into light with hope? Does it isolate you in secret superiority or draw you into humble community and confession? Does it demand constant proving or does it invite resting in being my child while doing the next right thing? My voice will always trace the path of love, love for me, love for others, love that tells the truth even when it costs something, love that refuses to use people as props in your story. Noise turns people into obstacles or audiences. My voice reminds you they are image bearers and gifts. There will be moments when I am quiet after you ask. Do not assume I have left you. Sometimes I am quiet because I have already spoken and now invite you to trust what I said last. Sometimes I am quiet because your body needed more peace first, and I am tending you beneath words. Sometimes I am quiet because a word right now would cause you to fixate on outcomes rather than stay attentive to me. In every kind of quiet, I am not absent. I am near. I am at work, weaving timing and people and pathways you cannot see yet. Delay is still part of my voice. It tells you, wait with me, not worry without me. Be alert to flattery's cousin, spiritualized hustle. It will use God language to baptize burnout, saying, if you truly loved God, you would never slow down. I do not measure devotion by exhaustion. I measure love by obedience, and obedience begins in listening. Listening requires room. Room requires saying no to some loud good things, so you can say yes to my appointed things. My whisper will give you permission to disappoint the crowd, so you can delight your Father. My beloved child, do not fear missing me. I am better at speaking than you are at hearing. I know your frame. I can reach you through a song, a friend's sentence, a line of quiet in the middle of a busy room, a sudden insight while washing dishes, a check in your spirit before a reply, a scripture remembered at the exact right second, a door that shuts you thought you needed, a door that opens you did not see. I will confirm what matters. I will repeat myself in mercy. Your part is to keep turning toward me, to practice the pause, to weigh the voice by its fruit. Now we will practice together right here. Think of the loudest thought that has been circling you this week. Hold it in your hands before me. Ask, is this you, Lord, or is this noise? Place it down. Breathe. Notice, does humility rise? Does a steady courage begin, even if you still feel small? Do you sense a clear, kind next step? Or does hurry clamp your chest? Does anger harden your face? Does shame fog your mind? Let the answers teach you. This is how discernment grows. Minute by minute, breath by breath, child walking with Father. I am not far. I am forming in you a new instinct to come to me first, to listen for tone as much as content, to value my pace as much as my plan. When you live this way, the shouting of the world loses its control. It may still be loud, but it cannot command you, because you will know me by my steadiness. You will know me by the peace that follows surrender. You will know me by the courage to repent without disappearing into shame. You will know me by the love that strengthens your spine and softens your voice. This is how you recognize me, my precious child. I am here whispering, not to be hard to find, but to be impossible to replace. Listen, pause, weigh, and walk. I will lead you, one quiet, faithful step at a time. My precious child, listen to me now. You are not far. You have never been as far as your fear told you. Feelings rise and fall like weather, but I am not weather. I am the mountain. Your emotions matter. I made them, but they are not always accurate maps of my presence. The storm inside you has convinced you at times that I moved away. I did not. I have been closer than your fear, closer than your breath, closer than your most honest prayer and your most silent ache. I never left, not even once. When you trembled and said inside, I can't do this, I held you. When you whispered, I am alone, I stayed. When shame hissed, you ruined it, I answered, I redeem it. When you measured your worth by the reactions of others and decided you were small, I leaned in and called you by your name. When your tears felt unproductive, I counted them as offerings. When you avoided me because you thought I was tired of you, I pursued you more tenderly. Hear me, your closeness to me is not measured by a surge of feeling. It is secured by my covenant love. I am near. I am here. I am not going anywhere. Let me speak over you what the noise tried to erase. I call you chosen. I call you loved. I call you mine. I call you safe with me. I call you steady under my hand. I call you forgiven where you confessed and free where you surrendered. I call you new in places that still feel old. I call you whole though you are healing in process. I call you taught by my spirit and led by my peace. I call you child. And when I call you child, I am telling you that nearness is not a prize you win. It is the family you belong to. This is your identity. Listen closely. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not disqualified. You are not behind the timeline of grace. You are not the sum of your worst day. You are not the label they placed on you to make sense of their own fear. You are not defined by doors that closed. You are not held hostage by the version of yourself you had to become to survive. You are not who anxiety says you are when it is loud at 2 a.m. You are who I say you are, and I do not change my mind when your feelings change their forecast. Child, some days you do not feel my warmth, and you decide that means distance. But winter does not mean the sun has ceased to burn. It means the tilt has shifted. So tilt again. Turn your face toward me in faith, not performance. If you feel nothing, come anyway. If you feel too much, come anyway. If you feel unworthy, come especially. My nearness is not fragile. It does not shrink because you had a hard day believing. I did not purchase a conditional nearness. I gave you myself. I placed my spirit within you as a seal and a promise. Your emotions can inform you, but let me define you. You have said to yourself in secret, maybe I lost my chance. You have wondered, did I miss the moment when God was close? My beloved, I am not a disappearing window you must sprint to reach. I am the door standing open at your return. I am the Father who runs to you while you are still a long way off in your own mind, even though you were never far in mine. Shame will say, make a speech, explain yourself. I say, come home and exhale. Shame will say, work harder to be worthy. I say, rest in the worthiness of my Son, and let that rest transform your work. Shame will say, you're permanently stained. I say, you are washed, you are welcomed, you are wanted. Let me address the record that plays under your tasks. When you thought everyone else hears God clearly except me, I was there, shaping your attention through the very ache of wanting me. That desire was my voice keeping you close. When you thought, if I were truly close to God, I would not still struggle. I answered, your struggle is not a verdict. It is a battleground where I am training your trust. When you thought, I should have outgrown this by now, I said, growth is happening in your roots. Do not despise slow miracles. My child, I have been closer than the accusation, closer than the doubt, closer than the habit you hate. I have entwined my faithfulness into your days so tightly that even your detours have become testimonies of my guidance. Receive this as a steadying word. Identity is not only comfort, it is commission. I do not rename you so you can simply feel better for a moment. I rename you so you can live as who you are. My love is a blanket, yes, but it is also a backbone. It warms you and it strengthens you. From I call you mine flows walk with me. From you are loved flows love them. From you are forgiven flows forgive. From you are safe with me flows take the step I show you without the leash of fear. What I speak over you becomes the foundation under your obedience. Do not wait to feel worthy before you act on what I say. Act because I have made you mine. This is how nearness becomes formation. When I call you chosen, you stop auditioning for every crowd and begin selecting assignments by my peace. When I call you loved, you stop hustling to be seen and begin to serve without needing applause. When I call you mine, you stop bargaining with anxiety for permission to live. When I call you safe with me, you begin to take risks that look like trust, telling the truth kindly when it costs you, setting boundaries that honor me, forgiving the one who never apologized, asking for help without shame, resting on purpose because you know I sustain. These are not performances, they are the fruit of remembering who you are with me. Do not fear that your feelings will sabotage your closeness. When they surge, bring them to me. Do not lie to yourself about them. Tell me the truth. Your honesty does not push me away. It opens the space for me to settle you. And when you feel nothing at all, when numbness seems to win, practice the small yes. Whisper, "Here I am." Sit for 2 minutes in silence with me and let that be worship. Put your name under my naming. I am chosen. I am loved. I am his. I am safe with him. Speak it not to conjure something, but to agree with reality. I am not measuring your closeness by your latest emotional temperature. I am measuring it by your turning, by your gaze returned to me, by your willingness to be led, by your consent to be loved where you feel least lovable. Every time you turn, you prove the lie of distance wrong. Every time you pause, you rebuke the myth that I am hard to reach. Every time you surrender, you discover that my arms were already around you. My beloved child, let this settle like weight in your bones. You are not far. I have been closer than your fear, closer than your self-critique, closer than the verdicts spoken over you. I call you chosen. I call you loved. I call you mine. I call you safe with me. Stand up inside those names. Wear them into rooms that once made you shrink. Let them order your calendar, soften your speech, and steady your choices. Identity first, then instruction. Belonging first, then becoming. From this nearness we will move, one obedient, peaceful step at a time. I am here. I am enough, and I am renaming you back to yourself. My precious child, listen closely. What felt like delay was my protection. I was keeping you from collapsing early. I know the part of you that aches when you remember the door that did not open, the message that was never returned, the position offered to another, the relationship that cracked when you were hoping for covenant, the treatment that took longer than you prayed, the account that would not balance, the family room where tension replaced laughter. I saw it all. I heard every word you said to me in the quiet after the disappointment. I held every tear that never made it to your pillow because you blinked it away to stay strong for someone else. None of it was wasted. None of it was random. I allowed nothing to destroy you. Child, when the door stayed shut, I was not ignoring you. I was sheltering you. Some thresholds hid weights you could not see yet, expectations that would have pressed on tender places still healing, platforms that would have demanded a voice you were still learning to protect, alliances that looked like favor but held seeds of compromise. Had I given you what you wanted in the hour you asked, it might have broken you in the very place I have been knitting back together. I do not tease my children with nearness and then abandon them at the gate. I guide your steps because I have already walked the road. Your future is secure because I have already written every chapter, and I write not only the victories you celebrate, but the pauses that preserve you. Think of the seasons you called slow. You thought you were stationary. You were rooting. I deepened your roots before I grew your branches, so the first strong wind would not snap you. I strengthened your frame before I increased the weight you would carry, so the blessing would not become a burden that buckles you. Capacity before promotion, healing before new relationships, wisdom before provision, peace before pace. I was not late. I was loving you thoroughly. I saw the betrayal that shook your trust in people. I did not cause their choice, but I have woven even that wound into a strength you could not have gained in any other classroom. Now you can set boundaries without bitterness, love without naivety, forgive without pretending it did not hurt. I saw the disappointment that made you wonder if hope was foolish. I stayed beside you while you learned to hope with me instead of in outcomes. I saw the financial strain that made each bill feel like a fresh verdict. I supplied in ways that seemed ordinary so you would learn that daily bread is a miracle too, not a consolation prize. I saw the family tension that made gatherings feel like walking on stones. I steadied your tongue so words would not become weapons. I was in the details, child. I missed nothing. I allowed nothing to destroy you. You asked, why me? Why this long? I do not condemn your question. I sat with you in it. But here is the turning I am forming. Ask me now, what are you forming in me? Because pain is not punishment in my hands. It is preparation. Preparation for weight that will require a quiet center. Preparation for visibility that will require humility. Preparation for influence that will require integrity when applause forgets you. Preparation for love that will require resilience and tenderness held together. I was not disciplining you with distance. I was discipling you in dependence. Consider the places you wanted me to speed you through. You asked for a stage, but I hid you in a back row so your motives could be washed in secret, so you would learn to pour out where no one is clapping. You asked for a ring, but I strengthened your sense of worth first, so you would not mistake attention for covenant. You asked for more money, but I taught you to steward small faithfully, so provision would not reign you, stewardship would. You asked for an answer, but I taught you a rhythm of pause, so that when answers came, you would not run ahead of me on the strength of your adrenaline. Listen, I was keeping you from an early collapse into comparison, into performance, into people-pleasing that would erode your joy. I was keeping you from carrying others' expectations like a yoke I never asked you to wear. I was keeping you from becoming a version of successful that would have emptied you quietly over time. I was keeping you from calling attention a substitute for affection and productivity a stand-in for purpose. It is mercy to close a door when your hands are not yet healed enough to hold what is behind it. I never left you in those long corridors. I walked with you while you doubted, while you wrestled, while you released your timelines one finger at a time. I let some prayers go unanswered in the form you imagined, not because I was cruel, but because the form you imagined was too small for what I am building. I said wait when you begged for now, because I saw the bend in the road you could not see yet, where a sudden turn would have thrown you. I said no to opportunities that would have praised you at the cost of your peace. I said later when sooner would have been an idol dressed like progress. My beloved, I was training you under light weights before the heavier assignments arrived. I taught your breath a calm cadence under small pressures, so that greater pressures would not take you out. I fashioned in you a reflex to return to me before replying, to ask me before accepting, to pause before producing. I grew in you the courage to say no to the crowd so you could say yes to me. I taught you to spot counterfeits, the flattery that isolates, the urgency that panics, the shame that paralyzes, so that when real favor comes, you will not sabotage it with fear or pride. All of this took time, holy time, protective time. Do not let nostalgia lie to you. The path that looked easier for another carried weights you do not know. Do not let envy trick you into calling my mercy neglect. I was not indifferent to your ache. I was intimately involved in your strengthening. When doors closed, I stood on the other side, checking the hinges for you. When you sat in quiet rooms and thought nothing was happening, I was developing muscles that only slow rooms can build. Patience that is not passive. Hope that does not hinge on headlines. Love that is not afraid to be the first to reconcile. You were not stuck. You were being readied. Now hear me. Seasons turn. The shelter of delay has done its work. I will begin to open what I kept closed in order and in peace. But do not misread this turning. I am not suddenly more for you than I was in the long wait. I am simply bringing into sight what I formed out of sight. The readiness I cared for in the dark will keep you steady in the light. You will notice the difference in yourself. How you do not lunge when a door cracks open. How you do not negotiate your values to keep access. How you do not confuse a platform with your identity. This is the fruit of protection. Shift your inner question with me. No longer, why did this take so long? But What fruit from the long season do you want me to carry forward? Ask me that in the morning. Ask me that before the interview, before the meeting, before the reconciliation conversation. I will show you. I will bring to your remembrance lessons learned quietly, and they will feel like strength you forgot you had. You will choose steadiness over spectacle because we practiced. You will choose truth over hurried peace because we practiced. You will choose presence over performance because we practiced. There is one more mercy in this reframing. Lost time is not lost in my hands. I redeem pace. I redeem calendars. I redeem opportunities. I can grow more in one obedient year than you could gather in 10 anxious ones. Do not fear that waiting has wasted you. It has woven you. I am not late. I am precise. I am not stingy. I am strategic. I am not withholding. I am wise. And because I am wise, I protected you until you could carry joy without it crushing you, until you could steward favor without it seducing you, until you could love from fullness instead of need. Stay attentive now, my child, because in the quiet that waiting carved into you, I am about to place a simple instruction the noise kept drowning out. It will not be complicated. It will not be grand. It will be clean and clear and kind, and it will fit in your hand like a key you somehow always possessed. When it comes, do not argue with it because of its simplicity. Do not despise the small step because you expected fireworks. Remember, I strengthened your roots for this. The next move will not be from panic, it will be from peace. Delay was not neglect, it was protection, building the strength you need for what is coming. Breathe once more with me and prepare your heart. The whisper you have made room for is near. My precious child, listen closely and do not rush past this sentence, because it is a key I am placing in your hand. You do not need more control, you need more surrender. This is the quiet revelation I have been leading you toward in the waiting I protected you with. Control has kept you loud inside. Surrender will make room for my whisper. You have tried to tighten every screw until the noise stopped rattling, but the tightening has been the rattle. Your nervous system has been working overtime to be the guard and the guide, but I did not design your body to be your God. I designed it to be settled by my peace while you are led by my voice. Child, let me name the disguises control has been wearing so you can see it clearly and let it go. Over-planning, where you create 10 backup routes for a road I have already paved, not because you are wise, but because you are afraid. Over-explaining, where you try to purchase permission with words, so no one can misunderstand you and you exhaust yourself defending what I already approve. People-pleasing, where you edit yourself small to keep everyone comfortable and call it love, though it is really fear dressed as kindness. Doom-scrolling, where you feed your fear new headlines and call it staying informed, though it leaves you more panicked and less prayerful. Perfectionism, where you raise the standard beyond human, so you will never have to feel the sting of critique, and so you postpone obedience, waiting for a flawless moment that does not exist. Self-rescue patterns where you refuse to ask for help, refuse to receive, refuse to rest because somewhere you decided that being carried is dangerous and only you are safe to yourself. Control has 1,000 faces, but the root is the same. If you can manage everything, maybe you won't be hurt again. Listen to me. I saw what hurt you. I am not minimizing the pain that taught you to clutch. I am inviting you to stop letting that pain be your teacher. Hear me with the weight I intend and the gentleness I carry. Fear hired control as a bodyguard, but it has imprisoned you instead. It kept you scanning rooms for threats, rehearsing conversations before they happen, fixing outcomes in your head so you wouldn't have to feel the ache of uncertainty. But that incessant scanning, that rehearsal, that fixing, those are the sirens drowning out my whisper. You have asked, why can't I hear you clearly? Child, You have been turning up the volume of your own voice, trying to keep yourself safe. My voice is not a shout that bulldozes you. My voice is a steadying presence that asks you to step back from the driver's seat you were never meant to occupy alone. Let go. Lay it down. Trust me. Come closer. These are not slogans. They are instructions that open space in you. Surrender is not quitting. It is agreeing with who is God here. Surrender is not passivity. It is the most active faith you can practice. It is the decision to place outcomes in my hands, to yield timelines to my wisdom, to rest your reputation in my defense. It is saying, I will do what you show me to do today, and I will stop trying to do what only you can do. Surrender still works hard, but it works from peace, not for peace. Surrender still plans, but it holds plans lightly and checks them against my pause. Surrender still speaks truth, but it releases the need to be understood by everyone. Surrender still loves deeply, but it no longer manipulates to get love back. Surrender does not shrink your life. It simplifies your obedience. Child, I know the arguments you make to yourself. If I don't keep control, it will all fall apart. If I don't watch every angle, I'll be blindsided. If I don't perform flawlessly, they'll leave. If I don't get ahead of the story, my name will be dragged through the mud. I hear the panic under these sentences. I will meet you there. I am strong enough for both of us. But hear me. Holding on this tightly has been costing you the very thing you seek. Control has not made you safer, it has made you tireder. It has not made you clearer, it has made you scattered. It has not made you more loved, it has made you less honest. I am inviting you to a different exchange. Here is my promise in plain words. When you surrender, panic will trade for peace, and it will begin in your body before it clarifies your thoughts. When you surrender, confusion will trade for clarity, and it will not require the external situation to change first. When you surrender, heaviness will trade for rest, and you will discover that the yoke I give you is truly light, because I am in it with you. Do not wait for circumstances to soften before you lay this down. The laying down is what softens you to move through the circumstance with me. Let me be specific, because specificity helps obedience. Tonight, close the extra tabs and put your phone in another room after the hour we agree upon. That is surrender. In your next meeting, stop over-explaining when you have said the truth once. That is surrender. When you feel the urge to scan the room for reactions, place a hand on your chest and pray, "Your eyes are on me," and let that be enough. That is surrender. When you are tempted to text 3 friends to ask if you made a mistake, ask me first, then wait. That is surrender. When you start mapping every possible failure in your head on the way to a new assignment, breathe and say, "Your pace is my pace. Your way is my way. Your outcomes are yours." That is surrender. When you feel the fire of perfectionism climbing your ribs, deliver excellence as worship and let good be good enough where I have not asked for flawless. That is surrender. When you feel compelled to fix the feelings of another adult so you can relax, step back, and let me be their God. That is surrender. Listen closely. I am not asking you to abandon wisdom. I am asking you to abandon the illusion that wisdom means you must never feel uncertain. I am not asking you to be careless. I am asking you to care less about controlling narratives and more about staying present with me. I am not asking you to love less. I am asking you to love from fullness rather than from fear of losing. Do you see? This is not the end of your initiative. It is the end of your inner emergency. If you are afraid that surrender means you will be humiliated, hear me. I will defend your name in the ways that matter most. If you are afraid that surrender means you will miss your moment, hear me. I write the chapters and I do not misplace pages. If you are afraid that surrender means you will be taken advantage of, hear me. I will teach you both tenderness and boundaries. Surrender does not hand your life to abusers. It hands your life to me and gives you the courage to say no where I say no. If you are afraid that surrender means nothing will happen, hear me. I do my best work in rooms the world calls quiet. Do not let loudness trick you into calling my pace inactivity. Child, you have tried to listen with clenched fists, and clenched fists make poor receptors. Open your hands, even now. Feel the tremble. I see it, and I am not offended. I am honored by your trust. Whisper with me. I release outcomes. I release timelines. I release my image. I release their opinions. I receive your peace. Stay right there for a breath. This is the altar I build in you when no one is watching. This is where you will hear me more clearly than in 1,000 frantic searches. Let go. Lay it down. Trust me. Come closer. Return to these 4 steps as often as you need. In the morning, when dread tries to set the day's agenda, let go. At noon, when you feel the pull to say yes to what I did not assign, lay it down. In the evening, when you start rehearsing mistakes, trust me. At midnight, when the house is quiet and anxiety is loud, come closer. These are tiny doors opening to a wide path. Each act of surrender lowers the volume inside and raises your sensitivity to my nudge. I am not cruel. I am kind. I am not asking surrender from you to watch you squirm. I am extending surrender to you as a rescue from the cycle that keeps burning you out. I am making your life simpler by centering it. Seek my kingdom first. Seek my voice first. Seek my presence first. Let everything else find its rightful place around me. This is how you will walk into rooms with a quiet center while storms talk loudly at the edges. This is how you will make decisions without the shakiness that used to follow you for hours. This is how you will love people you once tiptoed around because their approval no longer holds your air. My beloved child, I am nearer than the outcome you are trying to engineer. I am greater than the risk you are trying to eliminate. I am more invested in your future than your most precise plan. Lay the pen of control on my altar. Take up the yoke of surrender. We will walk together at my pace with my peace, listening for the whisper you have made room to hear. I call you brave for this. I call you wise for this. I call you mine in this. Your breakthrough begins not with a new strategy, but with new trust. Surrender is the doorway. Step through. My precious child, now that you have placed the pen of control on my altar, hear me lead you into the next simple holy steps that will keep the noise from taking back what you just surrendered. Listen closely and obey in order. Release bitterness, forgive, surrender fear, trust my timing. Each step quiets a different kind of inner noise. Bitterness breeds a low hum that never shuts off. Forgiveness cuts the loop. Fear blares false alarms. Trust in my timing turns the sirens to silence. Take them one by one with me, and you will feel the clamor lose its grip. First, release bitterness. Do not argue with me about whether you have a right to hold it. I know the history. I saw the words that should never have been spoken over you. I watched the promise that was not kept, the loyalty that proved paper thin, the oversight that left you carrying weight alone. I do not minimize any of it. But child, bitterness is a chain disguised as armor. You put it on to keep from being hurt again, and it has only kept you from being healed. It hardens what I am trying to make soft. It blocks the rivers I am sending to refresh you. And it is noisy, so very noisy, because it replays the same scene until it becomes your soundtrack. Lay it down. Right here, whisper with me. I release the bitterness I have been holding. Yes, breathe. Again. Now forgive. And hear me. Forgiveness is not approval. Forgiveness is not pretending the wound was shallow. Forgiveness is not losing your memory. Forgiveness is freedom. It is handing back the keys of your mind, so the offender's voice no longer lives rent-free in the rooms where I want to speak peace. It is telling your nervous system, we are not going to relive this every hour because you have placed the case in my court. I am a righteous judge and a gentle healer. I will deal with what needs justice and tend what needs mending. Your part is to unlock the room where you have kept this hurt and let me in. Name it with me, because naming disarms shame and breaks the spell of vagueness that keeps you bound. Who is it? Say their name to me quietly, not to curse them, but to release them. A parent who could not give what you needed, a friend who betrayed your confidence, a leader who used your loyalty, an ex whose absence echoes in every hallway. Perhaps it is your own name. Perhaps the person you cannot forgive is the version of you that didn't know then what you know now. Speak that too. I forgive the me who didn't see. I forgive the me who stayed too long. I forgive the me who didn't know how to say no. Or maybe it is not a person at all, but an expectation you built like a tower. How this year was supposed to look, how your body was supposed to act, how your career was supposed to unfold, how that conversation was supposed to end, and it toppled. Name the expectation and release it. And there are labels, child, old names that shame stuck to your soul. Failure, too much, not enough, hard to love, always behind. Bring them here. Speak them out only to surrender them. I will rename you as we go. Let this be the prayer on your lips. I forgive because you have forgiven me. I release them from my judgment. I release myself from my punishment. I place this case in your hands. If your voice shakes, I am not displeased. If a tear falls, I am near enough to catch it. You are not saying trust without wisdom. You are not inviting harm back in. You are untying your heart from a scene that cannot carry you into the future I am writing. Forgiveness is how you step out of the loop and into my leading. Notice the quiet beginning inside you. That is me. Next, surrender fear. Fear loves to argue that it is keeping you prudent, but its fruit is panic, not wisdom, and panic has been interrupting my sentences to you. The enemy specializes in amplifying accusation and urgency. Hear the difference. Accusations hiss, you're behind, you're wrong, you're exposed. Urgency shouts, decide now or lose everything. My voice is steady and strong. I say, come, walk with me. We will decide in peace. We will move at a clean pace. When you feel that spike, do not chase it. Breathe with me and place your hand over your heart. Pray, Prince of Peace, govern here. This is not theatrics, it is authority. You are inviting my rule into the place fear has tried to reign. Finally, trust my timing. You have learned from me that delay can be protection. Now live that truth daily. When I say, not yet, do not interpret silence as abandonment. Interpret it as strategy. When nothing seems to move for a week, call it a week of roots. When an opportunity comes dressed in flattery and rush, step back and ask me, is this you? Then wait for the steadiness I am teaching you to recognize. Trust transforms inner noise into inner rhythm. Trust makes room for me to reroute you without resistance. I will help you practice right now. Close your eyes for a moment if you can. Picture a table between us. On it, lay what keeps replaying. Place that conversation that never leaves your mind. Place that comment you read at 2 a.m. Place the family memory that flares without warning. Place the argument where you said too much or said nothing at all. Place the file of what-if outcomes you keep rereading. One by one, lay them down. Whisper as you place each, I release this into your hands. I choose to forgive. I choose to trust. Stay here a breath longer than another. There is an act of obedience I am asking from you today, not tomorrow. One boundary, one apology, one confession to me, one step away from a draining pattern. Which is it? For some, it is a boundary. Stop answering the message thread that is really a gossip circle. Step out kindly and clearly. For some, it is an apology, not to grovel, but to own what is yours without carrying what is not. For some, it is a confession to me. Stop medicating your evenings with what numbs you and name the ache instead, so I can meet it. For some, it is a step away from a cycle. Do not check their profile today. Unfollow if you must. Do not rerun the evidence after you have already released it to me. Delete the draft text you only write when you are tired. Put the object that keeps reopening the wound in a box and remove it from your daily sight. Schedule the counseling you have delayed. Text the mentor who will pray instead of pity. Choose one. Do it in peace and let the action be worship. Child, as you act, remember, releasing bitterness does not mean erasing boundaries. It means you stop drinking poison to teach another a lesson. Forgiving does not mean you rewrite history. It means you let me redeem it. Surrendering fear does not make you naive. It makes you free to discern. Trusting my timing does not waste your life. It aligns your life with mine. These are strong steps. These are brave steps. I call you brave. I call you wise. I call you mine. If the enemy tries to return tonight with the same rehearsal, answer with truth, not with analysis. Say out loud, I have forgiven in the presence of God. I have released this case to his hands. I reject accusation and urgency. I receive peace and direction. Then return to the rhythm we have learned. Let go, lay it down, trust me, come closer. Do it again tomorrow. Do it before meetings. Do it before bed. Repetition will not weaken it, it will root it. And hear this promise. When you release what keeps replaying, the noise loses its power and my direction becomes clearer. You will notice it in small ways first. The morning will not feel as heavy. Your body will not brace when the phone pings. A question that used to spin you will now find an answer shaped like a gentle nudge. A road that seemed foggy will open, not all at once, but exactly one step further and then another. This is how I guide those who dwell close. I am untying you from what has tried to own you. I am renaming you from what shame labeled. I am restoring to you the sound of my whisper. Your future is secure because I have already written every chapter, and if you will obey me in these small, precise releases, you will turn pages with peace. Do not ignore this moment. Do not talk yourself out of this mercy. Your obedience in this moment will unlock the miracles I have prepared for you. Reconciliations that do not require you to abandon yourself. Opportunities that do not require you to perform a false self. Rest that is not boredom but rebuilding. Clarity that is quiet and sure. Come, my beloved child, place your hands open once more. With me, say, I release bitterness, I forgive, I surrender fear, I trust your timing. Feel the chains loosen, hear the noise dim. Now, take the one act of obedience we named and do it in peace. I am with you. I am guiding you. I am proud of you. And as you keep releasing, you will keep hearing. My precious child, now that the chains have begun to loosen and the noise has started to dim, hear me as I place into your hands a simple, steady rhythm for loud days. This is not a test. This is not about perfection. This is about staying close enough to hear me when the world shouts and your old patterns try to return. Your peace is protected by a rhythm of returning, small practices repeated gently that keep your ear against my heart. Listen closely. I am asking you to mark 3 anchors into each day. The first minutes, a midday pause, and an evening release. That is all. 3 returns. 3 places where you choose me before the momentum chooses you. This is intimacy, not legalism. This is presence, not performance. I know your life is full. I am not calling you to escape it. I am joining you within it and teaching you to walk with me through its loudness. First minutes with me before the world. When you wake, do not let your phone be the first voice you hear. Do not open the floodgates before you open your heart. Sit on the edge of the bed or in the chair by the window. Choose one place and let it become our meeting point. Place your hand over your heart. Breathe with me. Inhale, you are here. Exhale, I am yours. Do this 3 times, slowly, then whisper, speak, I am listening. Open to a single psalm or a promise you already know. Read a paragraph, not a volume. I am not counting pages. I am cultivating presence. Ask me one question. What is my one act of obedience today? Listen for the nudge. Write it down. That is your assignment, not 10 other things your fear invents. Then surrender the day. Your pace is my pace. Your way is my way. Your outcomes are yours. Stand and carry that sentence like a light in your pocket. That is how the day begins, anchored in me. Next, a midday pause. The middle of the day is where your old habits try to speak loudest. You feel the pull to rush, to fix, to please, to over-explain. Here is how you disarm that surge. Create micro-silences. Before you answer the call, before you hit send, before you enter the meeting, take 30 seconds. 30 seconds is enough to shift a day. Close your eyes if you can. If not, lower your gaze. Inhale my nearness. Exhale the impulse to perform. Pray this breath prayer. Prince of Peace, govern here. Then ask one discernment question. Is this urgency or is this you? If it is urgency, you will feel the spike, the squeeze, the compulsion to decide before you are ready. If it is me, you will sense steadiness and space, even when the decision is swift. 30 seconds. Then proceed at peace, not at panic. I will teach you another midday tool. Write the loudest thought and answer it with my voice. Keep a small card or open a note on your device labeled Return. When the inner shout begins, you are behind. They will be disappointed. You are not enough. Do not bargain with it. Write it once. Then respond under it with what I say. Use my naming over your life. Write, I call you steady, not behind. I call you faithful, not failing. I call you enough because I am your sufficiency. I call you mine. This is not positive thinking. This is identity, and identity quiets anxiety. Do this once midday, even if it takes 1 minute. Watch how the shouting loses its authority when you put it beside my whisper written in your own hand. Finally, an evening release. The day will try to come to bed with you. It will climb under the covers disguised as analysis, regret, replay. Do not rehearse the day, release the day. Set aside 10 minutes before sleep. Create a small ritual. Light a candle if you want. Sit where we began, in the same chair if possible. Place the day on the table between us. Ask 3 questions with me. Where did you meet me today? What did I carry that was not mine? What do I release to you now? Speak it out. I release the conversation I keep rewriting. I release the comment I should not have read. I release the silence that felt like rejection. I release outcomes and timelines again. Forgive where you must, briefly, truly. Thank me for one grace you almost missed. Then close with your blessing. I lay down and sleep in peace, because you alone make me dwell in safety. Turn off the light without scrolling. Let me be the last voice you hear. This is the rhythm: first minutes, midday pause, evening release, anchor, align, and exhale. No scoreboard. If you miss a moment, do not spiral into shame. Just return. Returning is the point. I am not impressed with your precision. I am moved by your presence. I do not grade you. I guide you. Child, to protect this rhythm in a loud world, shape your environment the way a gardener shapes a path. Reduce the inputs that inflame your nerves. Move the news off your home screen. Decide one window when you will read headlines and close the window when that time ends. Remove the app that pulls you into comparison when you are tired. Turn off non-essential notifications. Your focus is not a public park for every passerby to trample. It is a sanctuary where I speak. Create cues that help you return. Set gentle alarms named "Come Closer" at times you and I choose. Place a small stone, a cross, or a simple card on your desk. When your eye finds it, breathe and repeat our prayer. You are here, I am yours. Curate sound. You do not owe your ears to the loudest thing available. Choose worship that softens, or choose the holy quiet, where you can hear the page of your own breath turning. Keep a verse where you make coffee. Tape a promise to your bathroom mirror. Establish one chair that means secret place, and let your body learn. When I sit here, I settle and he speaks. Let me speak to your motive so your rhythm does not become religion. Consistency is intimacy, not punishment. Habit is how love becomes embodied. These practices are not tokens to purchase my attention. They are places to receive it. You are not earning closeness. You are remembering it. I am not far when you are inconsistent, and I am not nearer when you are flawless. I am always near. These rhythms tune you to what is already true. They keep you close enough to hear me in the busiest rooms of your life. The days do not need to be quiet for you to be. You need only to be with me on purpose. You will be tempted to make this complicated. Do not build a tower of plans and call it devotion. Build a table of simple returns and meet me there. Morning, one chair, one breath, one word, one obedience. Midday, 30 seconds, one question, one answer from your identity. Evening, 10 minutes, 3 questions, one release. And woven through the day, the micro silences, pause, present, proceed. Let that be your refrain. I will walk you into examples because specificity helps your feet move. Before your next difficult conversation, step into the hallway, breathe 3 times and pray, make me a non-anxious presence, put a guard over my mouth, give me grace and truth. Then enter not to win, but to witness my steadiness in you. Before you send that email defending yourself, wait the length of 1 slow minute. Ask, am I protecting truth or my image? If it is image, delete or soften. If it is truth, speak it once without over-explaining. Before you check a device at red lights and in grocery lines, try holy pockets. Let those 30 seconds be ours. Whisper, you are here, I am yours. When the calendar is full, practice margin by faith. Leave 5 minutes between calls and use them to inhale me. Those 5 minutes will save you hours of reactivity. There will be days when the rhythm feels disrupted, travel, sickness, emergencies. On those days, shrink it. Do not scrap it. If you cannot give 10 minutes, give me 10 breaths. If your morning is stolen, claim your first quiet corner and call it morning even if it is noon. The point is not sequence, the point is return. Return and return. Again, every return is an altar. Every altar attracts my fire. Child, hear my naming over you as you commit to this. I call you steady. I call you rooted. I call you attentive. I call you beloved. I call you mine. Say amen if you agree with me. Even now, open your hands where you are and answer. I choose the rhythm of returning. I choose first minutes, midday pause, evening release. I choose micro silences. I choose to write your voice over the loud thought. I choose an environment that nourishes peace. Let this be our covenant for this season. Do not ignore this instruction. Do not dismiss it as small. Small doors open to wide paths. Tiny obediences become great peace. This is how you will hear me while emails pile and meetings multiply. This is how you will make decisions without the tremor that used to stay for hours. This is how you will love without performing and lead without pretending. This is how you will sleep. I am with you in every return. I am not hard to find. I am easier to hear than your fears have told you. Come, my beloved child. Tomorrow when you wake, choose me first. Midday when the noise swells, choose me for 30 seconds. Evening when the day asks to replay, choose me and release it. Let go. Lay it down. Trust me. Come closer. Keep coming. Keep coming. And as you do, you will live close enough to hear my whisper in every loud season. My precious child, pray with me now. Slowly, honestly, without fear. Pause right here. Place your hand over your heart. Inhale, you are here. Exhale, I am yours. Again, inhale peace. Exhale the pressure to perform. This is our appointment. You didn't find this moment by chance. I guided you here to return you to what your soul has been craving, my nearness, my whisper, my rest. Do not rush. Let me lead your words. Say with me, Father, I come as I am. Say it again, gentler. I come as I am, not as I think I should be. I am listening. I always listen. I heard every word, saw every tear, and carried you through every difficult night. Now confess with me, not to shame you, but to free you. I have been overstimulated. I have been loud inside. I have been trying to control what only you can hold. Yes, child, name it. I confess the noise I chose. Too many voices, too many scrolls, too much urgency. I confess the ways I chased outcomes, managed perceptions, and measured my worth by reactions. Breathe. You are safe with me. I am strong enough for both of us. Now begin to lay down burdens one by one, like stones from a heavy backpack. Say, I lay down my family. Name them quietly to me. The tension in the home, the distance you fear, the child you cannot fix. I lay down my family, their needs, their wounds, their future. Next, I lay down my finances, the bills that stack, the job that shakes, the numbers that make my chest tighten. Yes, place it all on my table. Then, I lay down my health, the diagnosis I dread, the fatigue I cannot outrun, the ache that wakes me at night. Keep going. I lay down my future, the timelines I keep building, the doors I want you to open my way, the what-ifs that chase me through the day. This is holy release. You are not losing control. You are choosing trust. Say, I lay down the outcome. I lay down the clock. I lay down the image I have tried to protect. And now whisper, I receive your peace. Pray with me. Forgive me, Lord, for the grasping, the bracing, the rushing. Triads tell the truth. Grasping for certainty, bracing for disappointment, rushing past wisdom. Forgive me for trying to hear you, while I let 1,000 lesser voices speak louder. Forgive me for the rehearsals of old wounds, the replays that kept me tied to yesterday. And breathe again. I am not scolding you. I am untangling you. I am not condemning you. I am covering you. My mercy meets you in this very breath. Now we ask for healing, and I delight to heal. Say, healer of my heart, mend what anxiety has knotted. Name the patterns and I will break them. Heal the hypervigilance that scans for threat. Heal the catastrophizing that leaps to worst case. Heal the comparison that steals my joy. Good. Bring me the habits that have worn grooves in your mind. Heal the compulsive checking, the over-explaining, the people-pleasing that drains me. I am gentle with your nervous system. I made it. I can calm it. Pray, restore my sleep. Give me true rest without replay. Restore my joy. Give me laughter that is not borrowed from performance. Restore my clarity. Replace fog with your steady light. Now ask, renew my mind. Say it again. Renew my mind, thought by thought, breath by breath, day by day. Invite me into your neuro-rituals, and I will rewrite them. Wash my thoughts with your truth. Rewire my reactions with your peace. Retrain my attention to return to you. And now declare identity with me. because identity is the doorway through which healing enters. Repeat after me. I am chosen. Again, I am loved. Again, I am yours. I call you worthy. I call you steady. I call you mine. Say it aloud, even softly. I am not who my fear says I am. I am who my Father says I am, beloved, wanted, protected, provided for. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not far. I have been closer than your fear. We turn now to obedience and guidance, for this is the place where prayer becomes a path. Say, teach me to recognize your whisper. Ask for sensitivity, and I will sharpen your hearing. Give me ears for steadiness, not for shouting. Help me to notice peace, to notice space, to notice the absence of panic, and to call that your voice. Pray, guard me from counterfeit urgency. Expose flattery dressed as favor. Turn down the sirens that demand now when you are saying, not yet. I will do it. I have already begun. Ask me for the courage to forgive and the wisdom to walk it out with boundaries. Give me courage to forgive where I have clutched hard, to release where I have rehearsed, to bless where I have resented, and say, give me wisdom for next steps, one clear step, not a map I can worship. You do not need a lifetime plan tonight. You need one act of obedience I will make plain. Pray, put your hand on my shoulder when I am to wait. Put fire in my bones when I am to speak. Put a gentle no in my mouth when the lure is false. Put a resilient yes in my chest when the path is yours. Invite my protection over your day's margins so your rhythm can hold. Place angels at my thresholds, at my wake, at my midday, at my evening release. Ask, seal my phone with restraint, my tongue with kindness, my body with calm. Say, let your spirit govern, my calendar, my conversations, my cravings. I am willing. I am here. I am the God who calms storms, heals wounds, and turns darkness into light. Now pray with me for those you love, without carrying what is not yours. I entrust my family to your care. Cover them, guide them, draw them. I entrust my work to your wisdom. Open the right doors, close the false ones, pace my steps. I entrust my body to your kindness. Teach me to rest, to nourish, to listen. And I entrust my future to your authorship. Write the chapters and give me grace to read them one page at a time. Your future is secure because I have already written every chapter, and I write good endings, steady middles, holy surprises. Seal this with surrender repeated until it roots. Say, I surrender control. Say, I surrender the urge to explain. Say, I surrender the fear of missing out. And receive my answer. I give you guidance. I give you presence. I give you enough light for the next step. Prayer is your return. Here in my presence the noise fades and your next step becomes clear. Now whisper, lead me one step at a time. Pause and listen. I am placing a simple, specific act in your heart, a message to send, a boundary to draw, a confession to make, a rest to honor, a room to leave, a room to enter. Do not argue with it. Do not dress it in drama. Take it as your assignment for today. Your obedience in this moment will unlock the miracles I have prepared for you. Not because you are earning me, but because surrender makes space for what I am already sending. Let me bless you. Lift your hands if you can. Father, quiet my heart. I bless your body with calm, slow breath, soft shoulders, unknotted jaw. Rebuild my trust. I bless your mind with renewal, unrushed thoughts, clear focus, holy steadiness. Lead me one step at a time. I bless your path with light, one stone visible, then the next, enough to move without fear. I speak peace over your home, clarity over your decisions, gentleness over your words, courage over your boundaries. I decree over you. You are chosen. You are loved. You are mine. I am renaming you steady. I am renaming you rooted. I am renaming you attentive. Walk in what I have spoken. As we close, make this your covenant response. Say, Amen, not as a habit, but as a holy yes. Say it out loud where you are and let your space hear it. Amen says, so be it in me. Amen says, I will return to the secret place. Amen says, I choose your whisper over their shouting. If this word has met you and you are ready to walk in peace, type Amen as a sign of agreement and a reminder to your own heart. Do not dismiss this moment. Share it with someone who needs quiet hope, who needs to remember that surrender is not losing, it is being led. My beloved child, we have prayed and I have heard. Stay in this softness. Keep this rhythm. Return and return again. When the world gets loud, you will come back here, and you will find me already waiting. Breathe once more. You are here. I am yours. Amen.